Good morning, everybody. Cappers Nation Live, Wednesday game day edition. We have almost made it to Football Thursday, one day away. But first, we got another Hoops Day scheduled. Good afternoon, everybody. Hopefully, you guys can all hear me just fine. I know we got the audio cranked up for you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Glad to have everybody here. I got a nice little show rolling this morning. Taking a look, seeing who's here with us. See, we got a nice lively crowd. Brian, Chido in the house, Nick, Rez, Mark, Ryan, Anthony, Shane, good morning. Tito, Matt, Hillbilly Cool, good morning. Jeff, good morning. Hillbilly Cool, love Michigan tonight, he says. Jamar, what's going on? Patsy Keaton, good morning. Marcus, good morning. Keith Davis, good morning. Joe, the other Marcus, good morning. Frankie Diamond. Tar Heel Tim in the house, what's going on, brother? Skip S, good morning. Mr. Engel, good morning. Fast Freddy in the house. It's afternoon in Jersey. Good afternoon. Neverez KC. Fresh Escobar 45 Jones. Danny D Rock. What's going on, folks? Joe, I didn't see a soccer play. The only soccer play I bet yesterday was the one that unfortunately we lost. That was the only one that I had any money on. Unfortunately, you know, my guy does lose a soccer play every now and then. Unfortunately, we lost that one. Unfortunately. But, you know, you can't win them all. You can't win them all. He knows that. I know that. Although he does draw damn near perfection when it comes to his soccer. That's for sure. Hold on one second, folks. Give me one quick second. Okay. Just trying to make sure that we're ready to rock and roll. I need to pop up my stuff. We're going to jump into it. We're going to do a recap of the not so good day yesterday. Could have been better. There's definitely a lot of room for improvement, to say the least. Yesterday, definitely a lot of room for improvement. Give me one second, folks. Okay, ready to rock, ready to roll. You got to pull up for what we did yesterday, obviously. The Colorado total was easy money. They were off by like 90 points. Yeah, Brian, the game was, it was a winner in the first 5 minutes. Ryan, yeah, Premium Play got lucky on that one. Morning, William, tuning in via text. But hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, or lucky than bad. Jermaine Reed, thank you, sir, for hitting that thumbs up button. For everybody that hasn't already done so, please do us a big favor, hit that thumbs up button. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do to bring you guys the free content 7 days a week, 365 days a year. It's always appreciated when you guys do. Depending on where you guys got a St. John's line, if you're on my personal plays yesterday, you either went 1, 2, and 1, 1 and 3, or 2 and 2, depending on where you got the line. Gave out Maryland on the money line yesterday. They ended up being a slight dog, and going down to Penn State. Penn State with the beatdown of them. Penn State definitely out-muscled them, outshot them, and out-hustled them, and outplayed them. No doubt about that one. So that one sucked. St. John's yesterday, I gave it out. Obviously, I give out my games early. I know a lot of people can't bet them early, but a lot of do. I gave them out at 11.5. I actually got 11 on one ticket, and then I bet them right before the game, and it was 10.5 on 5 dimes. So I hammered them again. So they ended up winning by 11 against Brown after being up big. That one was a major letdown. So obviously, minus 11.5. I recorded it as a loss, but I know I pushed on one ticket, which was my worst ticket, and I won on the other. So that's the one in question, on depending on how people did. Northern Iowa, Colorado over 124.5. You guys already know the story. Some got it at 126 because that line moved. We pushed that line quick. And if you guys are starting to notice, we actually, the Cap Nation family, be pushing lines pretty quick. So when we give out a play, it's very beneficial for you guys to hammer it early. That was an easy winner. And then Butler and Baylor, we were probably going to need like double or triple overtime for that total to go over in that game. So an off day yesterday for me, but after 4 straight 3-1 days, we have an off day. It's okay. We'll give a little back to go on another nice run to start the weekend through hump day. Daily free play yesterday. Denver, Philadelphia over 206 wasn't even close. That one was a disaster. The free soccer play, controversy there with Hull City having their goal taken back due to a very subjectable offsides call. I even heard the commentary from the TV announcers talking about how they weren't sure how they could take that one away from Hull City. So unfortunately, Leeds United wins 2-0, and we needed both to score, minus $1.25. Also gave you guys, if you guys remember correctly, threw up the screenshot and said it was going to be a free play that I'd be betting. Maryland first 5 minutes, as well as Penn State first 5 minutes, over 7.5 each. And the Maryland one actually jumped to 8.5 when I bet it. I bet it right before tip-off, and both of them were easy winners. I think they won in the first 3 minutes with over 2 minutes to spare. So those ones were easy. So overall yesterday, the free plays that we gave you from the live show ended up going 3-1 plus the daily free play that we lost. 3-2 on free plays overall yesterday. So still ahead on free plays. Not where I would have liked it to have been, but can't do nothing about it. Premium plays yesterday. Louisville laying 6, dropping to Texas Tech. Wow. Notre Dame laying 19.5, beating Detroit by a mile. And then obviously the Miami Heat with the backdoor cover and OT after a monster run starting in the last minute of regulation. And then we had Butler laying 6, and they ended up winning by 1. I was rooting for overtime. That way they'd have a chance to cover the spread and push the total over for my personal play. But we ended up dropping that one. So premium plays back to the split out 2-2. NHL package ended up going 2-1 yesterday. Winnipeg first 60 minus $1.55 winner. Dallas first 60 minus $1.30 winner, and then we dropped the Coyotes yesterday minus 135. So Coyotes got slaughtered by the Flames yesterday at home. So that's the recap for everything that we did yesterday, and then time to move forward to Wednesday and make some money today. Yeah, Ryan, no doubt about it. Baylor up double digits. Baylor up double digits yesterday. Plenty of opportunities. No doubt about that one. Mike, you absolutely can take advantage of it. You just need to go open up an account at 5 Dimes. 5 Dimes is open to people that live in Connecticut. 5 Dimes will take everybody's business. So saying that you don't have an opportunity, that's a false statement. Everybody has an opportunity. Click the link that I just provided you. Go there and put some money in it. You'll be able to start taking advantage of all these props that I give you guys and all these other individual bets that are generally only listed on 5 Dimes. And then you too can start taking advantage of it. It's the reason why everybody should have a 5 Dimes account. That's why everybody should have a 5 Dimes account, because there is money to be made. And if you don't bet with them, well, you're going to miss out on some stuff that I give. Mike, funding is I always recommend everybody. Bitcoin is readily accessible. Everybody could open up a Coinbase account and use their debit card or link their checking account to purchase Bitcoin. Yeah, it's an extra step and it costs a little money, but you're winning money when you cash out. That's the name of the game. So you just file the fees that you pay as a cost of doing business. I mean, there's a cost of doing business every single week, in every business. So open up a Coinbase account, buy yourself some Bitcoin, transfer it over. And the other reason why I recommend Bitcoin is because becoming a Bitcoin exclusive customer gives you those super fast payouts. How'd you like to get your payouts within a day? Within a day. I don't know, Mike. Mike asks, is there a guaranteed max fight pick today? I'll find out and I'll let you know. No idea. There's always easy ways to fund an offshore. Aaron, you can, wow, I didn't know that. You can buy Bitcoin at the Coinstar kiosk inside some grocery stores. Just check the Coinstar website for locations. That is awesome. That is absolutely amazing. That's a killer thing right there. That's good to know. I appreciate that, Aaron. That's good to know, so that way I can tell everybody. I always use Coinbase. Coinbase is easy. No idea what they like, Mark. I'm sure everybody likes Bitcoin. I know I like Bitcoin. Absolutely, Ryan. Big day for you guys up in Michigan. You guys will have sports betting soon. Our friends over in Colorado, like Jamar, will have sports betting as well very soon. Legal sports betting. Never as Casey, any bowl breakdowns? When we get a little closer to bowl season, we're still 9 days away from the very first bowl game starting. So we'll definitely do bowl breakdowns as well. I'm sure we'll touch every single bowl game at one point or another. We'll probably have a couple shows geared towards the bowl games, as well as the college football playoffs. You never know, we may do something fun and bring on some special guests as well to come talk with us about it. Yeah, the Lakers NBA spread's been moving like hotcakes lately. So, all right, we're gonna move right along, guys. I've got an absolute pounding headache today. My head is absolutely pounding. So, and Excedrin and coffee is not working. And rather than not go live and go home, I decided to go live and stay with you guys. So we're going to jump through some college hoops, see if we can't take a look at some NBA as well, and put you guys on something good, something better than yesterday, because yesterday's soccer little play stunk it up. The free NBA consensus play stunk it up. But that big personal play I gave you guys in college hoops was a nice blowout winner, as well as the two other little side bets, team totals. Thank you, Chuck. I appreciate that. It was a good one. Try and get you guys on another something later today. Maybe throw you guys a little curveball. We got NFL tomorrow, Jets and the Ravens. Lamar looking to beat down on the Jets again. All right, guys, some good college hoops action on the board today, that's for sure. If you like college hoops, there's some good games on the board today. And even if you don't like college hoops, there's some good games on the board today, let me tell you. Yale playing Massachusetts, Wisconsin and Rutgers, Michigan and Illinois later on, Texas, Arlington and Houston. Winthrop going to be playing TCU. Winthrop's been playing some tough opponents, pretty tough. Omaha and Arizona. Arizona laying nearly 20 against Omaha, who does not lose by 20 very often. Troy and Jacksonville State, Prairie View getting Arizona State, laying a big number there. Fresno State and Cal. North Dakota State, Cal State Northridge. San Diego and Cal State Fullerton. A couple of the Cal State schools coming in at the 10 p.m. Eastern time slot. Cameron says TCU can't cover. As well as Yale all day. Fast Freddy says, crack your back to relieve that stress. So we'll try and get it to relieve that headache. So here we go. We're trying. None of it's been working, Fast Freddy. But there is a lot of crunching going on. I woke up with it. I actually woke up and felt like somebody cracked me over the head with a 2x4. Right between the, right in the middle of the back of my head. Cameron says San Diego over today. They've got a total of over and under 132. So we're going to take a look at some college hoops. We're going to try and get through a handful of these games for you guys. And remember, for everybody that's new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button. All right, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you're not already subscribed, you need to get subscribed. That way you don't miss a beat. You don't miss whenever we go live. You don't miss whenever we put out a daily free play video. you'll want to be notified each and every single time. So hit that subscribe button, and then if you haven't already done so, make sure you guys do us a big favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work. We certainly do appreciate it when you do. It definitely helps us out. I know we've got over 60 here, only 27, so Ryan, I did. Did you not get them? If you didn't get them, I will send them again. I'll send them again to you, because I did send them out right before we went live. I'll send them to you right now. Give me 1 second here. Premium plays are posted, as well as my personal plays are sent out. So I just sent them. I just sent them to you, bud. So you have them. You should have them now. Ibuprofen usually doesn't work for me, unfortunately. Excedrin usually works, but it's not working today. The old Excedrin's not working today. But we'll get it. Maybe we need to break out the tequila, one of the two. One of the two. We'll figure it out. That's a fact. All right, what we're going to do, we're going to move along. We're going to start touching on some college hoops. So that way, hopefully, we can get through some there. Want to put you guys on some good leans and some good plays. Taking a look at yesterday. We were close on that UConn. Would they end up losing by 4 or 3 yesterday? They definitely played tough. They were catching 2. And they ended up losing by 3 after being down by 5 at the half. Maryland Penn over 141. That was a nice little lean. As well as BYU absolutely smashing Nevada, as we said it would happen. So ended up on the live show yesterday, leans ended up being 2-1. Hopefully we produce another winning day as far as leans and live show stuff for you guys today, which I'm pretty sure we will. If you guys notice, we seem to be ahead every single day from stuff that we break down on the live show. Things we break down on the live show, we seem to be lights out on. I think we do a great job breaking them down together. Alrighty, let's see here. Yeah, Fast Freddy BYU was a great call. Oop, I'm messing everything up. Okay. Just got to log into something here real quick. And then we're going to start the breakdowns. We're going to move right into college hoops for today. Malik, what's going on? Long time no chit-chat, brother. Darren joining us. Go up, Gucci. I do believe I do agree with you on that one. I do agree with you on that one. How you doing, Malik? Hopefully all is well. You get paid to watch me. Good to know. All right, guys. I'm gonna do a couple games right off the top, and then we'll take some game requests if we have time as well. UFC will be a nice weekend. Dondo, what's going on? Malik, to get on the money train, you just got to tune in live, baby. Just tune in live. And get on the Cap Nation money train. We'll definitely keep giving out the winners each and every single day. All right, guys, we're going to do Wisconsin and Rutgers first. That'll be the first game. It's actually at number 2 on the Thrill Score ranking for today. Should be a great game between the two. For everybody that doesn't know, it's actually the first game on the board. If you go to look for College Hoops lines today, you'll see it's game 635, 636. First game on the board. Rutgers open up as a 1.5-point favorite. It is now down to 1 at William Hill, 1 in a few books. So Westgate still has it at 1.5. Total opened up at 125. It's still hovering around 125. Let's see what our friends over at 5 Dimes has. Let's see what our friends over at 5 Dimes has. Speaking of 5 Dimes, I keep telling you guys this all the time. There are so many different things and avenues and ways to bet at 5 Dimes that if you don't have an account at 5 Dimes, you should. Obviously, they're a presenting sponsor of ours. That's not the reason why I promote them. You guys remember I was promoting them long before they became a sponsor of ours. I've always bet at 5 Dimes. I've always had an account. And they always pay me quick and easy. And one thing that I wanted to do last week, we ran out of time. Anybody that opens up a new 5 Dimes account, and this is I'm gonna add this to something else as well. So, but anybody that clicks on the link. Now, if you go click on somebody else's link, then they don't know you came from here. So if you click on the link in the live chat that I just posted, and I'll post it again. If you go open up an account at 5 Dimes and you fund it with $100 or more, I will give you 3 days of special prop bets that you can't bet anywhere else. I have to be able to verify with 5 Dimes that you clicked the link, which they should be able to do. I'll need the last 4 of your account that they give you, and send me a screenshot showing that you deposited at least 100 or more, and I will make you well over that 100 back. I will give you 3 days of special prop and individual team totals that I like to bet on the side that I don't give to everybody, because obviously I can't give them out as personal plays because not everybody can bet them. And then I would just be padding my record with things everybody can't bet. So that is open to everybody that doesn't have a 5 Dimes account. Now, if you already have a 5 Dimes account and you go make another deposit, even if you already have money in there, this is only available to people that make a deposit of $100 or more, but you've clicked on the link previously and you opened up your account from us. This only applies to people that opened up your account through us. I'm not going to open this up to everybody in the world that's ever had a 5 Dimes account. If you've clicked on the link and opened up an account through us, click on that link, go make a $5 or $100 or more deposit, and send me screenshot. I will also give you 3 days of special prop bets. Now, they may not be 3 consecutive days. It may not be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It may be spread out over the next couple days. But that actually will help us, because in 5 Dimes we'll see people going from us over there, because they are up for renewal. In less than a month, 5 Dimes is actually up for renewal. So I don't mind making you money, so that way they see more signups going to what was I gonna say? So they see more signups going to their account, to their book, and they see them coming from their advertising money here, because they actually paid to advertise here. So I mean, theoretically, I don't care if you guys sign up there or you don't. I already got paid by them, but obviously I want them to renew. I want them to stick around. I bet with them. I will always bet with them, even if they don't renew. If it wasn't financially worth them renewing, I will still bet with them and all of that. But I'm still waiting for them to sign a renewal contract. So, and hopefully they will, because when they do, they give us opportunities to do things like give you one of FC's UFC fight picks on every fight card. Philip, if you clicked on our link and I'm able to verify it, then yes. But if you didn't click on our link, then this is only open to people that click on our link. Because obviously there's a benefit to 5 Dimes seeing players coming from our website and our YouTube channel. But I see that I don't see anything from today being signed up. That's why I always post the link, and that's why the link is posted in every video. But if you want to try and call them and tell them you came from us and they want to switch it over so that way they know, then if it shows up and they verify it with me, then I would have no problem doing it. But this is only for people that have opened up accounts through the links we post. That way they're able to see. I'm not just going to give everybody in the world that has a 5 Dimes account 3 days of these special plays. All right, guys, let's jump in back to the college hoops. And again, Philip, if you want to email me, I can give, email me at kyle@cappersdirect.com. I can give you the code, and maybe they can switch you over. That way they know. And then if they do, then I'll be more than happy to. So, line, guys, -1 for Rutgers at 5 Dimes. Over and under 125. 1 second here. Just pop it up. Where did all my information go? We started talking about a little promo. And I was actually going to do this last week, but I ran out of time. So, there's no day limit on it. If you do it today or tomorrow, that's fine. But I'd love to see some more people over at 5 Dimes and making wagers over there and showing that they that you guys came from here. That way they renew their deal. That way we can continue to give you guys a free UFC fight pick, because I can promise you, if they go away, if nobody steps up to replace that, then that opportunity for that free UFC fight pick will probably go away. And trust me, I'm the last one that wants it to go away. All right, guys, gonna take a look at Wisconsin first. We're gonna dive into them, and I'll go over this promo here later, and I'll give it more in depth, and then I'll talk about it as well tomorrow. Give me 1 second. I want to switch to another system here in just a second. All right. Mike K says he likes Rutgers money line. Yeah, Brian Cole with the big over $1 million a start he's going to end up getting, I believe. Wisconsin, guys, 5-4 on the year so far. The Badgers, Greg Gard's got his team off to a real hot start in hot water with 3 losses recently in the last 2 weeks to Richmond, New Mexico, and NC State. They did bounce back with a huge win over Indiana, beating them by 20, 84-64. That was a home victory, their first conference play game. So everybody knows this is a conference game, all right, between them and Indiana. Wisconsin and Indiana Day is going to be Wisconsin's second conference play game there in the Big Ten. Rutgers is 0-1 in conference play. They're riding a 2-game losing streak. They've got 3 losses on the year. They're actually 6-3. They had wins over Bryant, Niagara, Drexel, and St. Bonaventure. Or they lost to St. Bonaventure. Fat Boy Nava, you rocked that personal play last night. Thank you. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button as well. Make sure you hit that subscribe. That way you never miss a beat. All right. Let's dive in. All right, guys. First of all, Rutgers, 3 wins right out of the year. 3 pretty much gimme games. They struggled against Drexel 62-57. They lost to St. Bonnie by 6. They came back to beat Stephen F. Austin, NJIT, in Massachusetts in all gimme games. Then they came back. They lost to Pittsburgh and Michigan State. Michigan State beat them by 12. They're riding a 2-game losing streak. They get Wisconsin here, and it doesn't get any easier for them. After this game, they go straight to competition against Seton Hall as well. So in a non-conference game. Luckily for them, they're actually they're going to be on a 4-game homestand. So they get Wisconsin at home today. Wisconsin traveling on the road. Started off with a big loss against St. Mary's, 65-63. That was an overtime loss. They had wins over against Eastern Illinois, McNeese State, and so they had a couple gimme games, and then it was boom. They got Marquette. Marquette's not a slouch. They may not be what they were last year or the year before, but Marquette's a quality program. They beat them by 15, 77-61. They beat Green Bay by 18. And then they had their little losing streak. They lost to Richmond, New Mexico, NC State, absolutely struggling. And they got their big bounce back win against Indiana, getting their program back on the right foot, winning by 20 at home last Saturday. They've been off since Saturday, guys. They get Rutgers on the road. Before they come home, they get Milwaukee this next coming Saturday. Appreciate that. I will unfreeze it. It's probably one of the more flatter. All right, unfrozen and back to it. Again, guys, Big Ten Conference play. Let's take a look side by side between these two teams. First of all, Rutgers on offense. There's some things that they struggle at: free throws, three balls. All right, there's things that they excel at: converting those 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk. Those are some things that they excel at. For Wisconsin on offense, their offense definitely is much well versed. All the way around, they still struggle from out deep. They convert their 2-point plays, and they are an exceptionally well free throw shooting team. They're actually the 16th best so far in Division I when it comes to shooting the free throw from the charity stripe. When it comes to their defense play, both have an excellent defense based on adjusted efficiency. With Rutgers, being ranked at 52nd, and Wisconsin coming in at 36th in our system as on adjusted efficiency scores of top defenses in the league. All right. Never as Casey, are we going to have a bowl package? I don't know. I mean, I do know, but I can't say yes or no just yet. But I promise you, if we have one, it'll be off the hook. We had one last year, and I'll be honest, it was expensive. It was expensive last year. I think it was like $400 or $500, and I wasn't too fond of the price for what they put out. So I'm definitely trying to make changes to the whole program and everything that we do here. So you never know. But if you want to send me a message, I'll give you more details. All right. So back to Wisconsin and Rutgers. Rutgers guys are hitting 51.1% from the field. Wisconsin 49.9% from the field. And like I said, they both struggle from out deep. 28.3% of all their three-pointers being attempted are made for Rutgers. Just 30.7% for Wisconsin. Both these two teams well under the Division I average at 33% conversion rate. Both excel dropping in the 2-point plays. 52.9% for Wisconsin. Even better than that at 55.1% for Rutgers. Rutgers, where they're going to struggle is from the free throw line. They're hitting just 65.8% in the bottom 1/3 in Division I. And then Wisconsin, 16th best, hitting 78.7% from the free throw line. 2 foul participation. Rutgers will not participate in it much. 9.9% of the time, 23.3% for Wisconsin. Height advantage, I'm going to give almost an inch height advantage on average for every player to Rutgers as well. And again, back to the 2 fouls. Steve Pickelli, the Scarlet Knights coach, he's not a big 2 foul participant coach, and it doesn't really factor into his style of play. And what does that mean? Miles Johnson, who gets the bulk of the playing time, the 6'10" sophomore center, if he picks up his second foul, he's going to go ride the bench. He fouled out against Michigan State. That's the reason why he only played 15 minutes. This is a kid they're going to want to play, at least 30 to 35 minutes. And what does he play? He's played 35 minutes one time this year. And that was in their loss against Pittsburgh. But he stayed out of foul trouble. And when he's in foul trouble, which is generally every game, he's only getting 17 to 22 minutes on average. He got 15 against Michigan State. He had 15 minutes and 2 points, and that was it. And this is a kid that struggles from the free throw line. All right, this is a kid that struggles from the free throw line. He had one good game where he went 3 of 4 against Drexel. Other than that, he's 1 of 5, 0 and 3, 2 of 5 against UMass. So Pichelli, he's not going to allow his kids to play. So key for Rutgers to be competitive against a Wisconsin team that's coming off their huge win against Indiana is stay on the court. All right, stay on the court. Caleb McConnell needs to be on the floor. Ron Harper, their 6'6" sophomore, he needs to be on the floor. All right, he needs to be on the floor and not on the bench sitting there with 2 fouls. Same thing with Wisconsin. Although Greg Gard, he's gonna allow his players to play a little bit more. Not much. Where they're at 23.3% of available minutes, so he'll give them a little playing time. But not as much as other teams. So he'll give them a couple minutes, a couple percent of available minutes. So really no factor here. But what that means is you're not going to see two teams out there with players in the first half not playing defense. Both teams will go to the bench. Both teams have no issues going to the bench, especially Rutgers. Rutgers is a bench team. Ryan, what's going on? Almost 40% of all their minutes played come from people from the bench. In this situation here with this line and where it's at with the total being set at 125. And again, I don't have any money on this game. I like the over. I don't know if I like it enough to put anything significant on it. But I do lean towards, where'd my pen go? I do like the over 125 in this situation. At 5 dimes, they have the over and under. Where did it go? Excuse me for being a little slow today. It's that pounding headache. It's still at 125 on 5 dimes. But as far as, this one goes, I do like Wisconsin as the dog +1. They're actually at +1 on 5 dimes. I do have a feeling it will probably creep a little. Station still has it at 1.5. MGM still has it at 1.5. It has the making to go back up to 1.5, but I don't think you'll see a big line shift on this one. You might see a little shift in the total here and there throughout the day, a half a point in either or direction, which I'm not too concerned with. But if I was going to be betting it, I would definitely be taking the over 125. But this game, I'm not on. Darren says he likes Michigan money line +100. Rio C. Maryland was the biggest sucker bet ever. I wouldn't say the biggest sucker bet. They just didn't come to play. Penn State outplayed them at home. Tough place to play. Tough place to play there, Penn State. All right, Philip, I just replied to your email. I just sent you what you should need. What you should need to know. Ryan, if I'm frozen, then you're a little far behind. Oh, it's hot in here. Whew. Yeah, Aaron, there's definitely a boatload of Yankees and Boston fans. Whoops. Ooh, that's nice now. I was texting without moving. Talented, huh? Talented. Malik says he needs the rundown on Boise State at Tulsa. We'll see if we can do that one here in a little bit. We'll see if we can add that one to the mix as well. We'll do that one right now for you. How about that? I actually have it next on the list. 8 p.m. Eastern time game. No problem, Malik. I had it. It was actually next to one that I was going to do anyways. I completely forgot. Rio, they no peppermint. I don't do peppermint. Both teams struggle from 3, home and away. Both teams struggle from 3. Not just Wisconsin. Both are 30% or less. Both are 30% or less. All right, guys, going to jump into Boise State and Tulsa. Tulsa 7-2, coming off a loss to Arkansas State. Ryan, it's a white chocolate mocha. They just lost to Arkansas State 66-63. With wins before that, they had 6 straight wins. They started off the year with a win over Houston Baptist. They lost to UT Arlington by 14. Then they rattled off 6 straight wins. Oral Roberts, Austin Peay, Southeastern Louisiana, South Carolina State, who is their claim to fame, Vandy, who they beat by 9, and then Arkansas Pine Bluff, coming off a loss to Arkansas State. Here they get Boise State, guys. Boise State 5-3 to start the year. They had a gimme game in the very beginning against Live Pacific. We won't even need to talk about that one. They lost to Oregon. They got murdered by Oregon. They got beat by 9 by UC Irvine. A week later, they came back. They, believe it or not, they actually beat BYU. They beat Pacific. They beat UNC Wilmington. They actually needed overtime to beat BYU, though. They lost to New Mexico, and they just had a big win over Colorado State. Here they are. They're getting Tulsa. Taking a look at both teams side by side. You got Boise State hitting 48.8% from the field, just 50.9% for Tulsa. Both of these teams are fairly decent when it comes to shooting. Both of these teams, though, turn the ball over. More so for Tulsa, who's having the ball stolen 11% of the time, compared to 7.7% for Boise State. Both are fast-moving teams down the court. Boise State averaging 16.9 seconds per possession, 17.1 for Tulsa. So you're going to see a lot of back and forth in this game, no doubt about it. If you take a look, you know, the total kind of reflects that a little bit. Opened up at 131. There's been some big movement. It's all the way up to 133.5 in most spots. I do see 134, 134.5. So I actually see the total all over the board. Tulsa opened up at 3. They're still laying 3. If you take a look at 5 dimes, Tulsa is still 3 there, and it's over and under 134 at 5 dimes. So whereas the Westgate in Vegas, here in Vegas, they have it at 134.5. William Hill has it at 134.5. The CG Technologies books, Station Casinos, Green Valley Ranch down the street has it at 134.5. 5 dimes, 134. So if you're looking for the over, 5 dimes is the cheaper route. If you're looking for the under, you might want to find a different book and shave a half a point that way. Taking a look at both teams again, like we were saying, Boise State hit 32.3% from out deep, 33.5% for Tulsa, so very similar numbers there. Yeah, Ryan, that's why I released it early. I definitely expect it to keep rising. Now all those 2-point plays, Boise State hitting 49% of them, Tulsa 51.2%. Both hitting identical from the free throw line at 72.9%. Both are converting from the charity stripe. But like I said, turnovers have been Tulsa's problem. We're just going to call them turnover Tulsa. It's definitely been a problem for them. They're actually turning the ball over almost 20% of the time. And both teams rely on free throws for over 20% of their total points. But the bulk of them, especially, for Boise State, is going to come from out deep. 30.5% are going to come from out deep. Just 25% of all the points scored for Tulsa come from beyond the arc. 2 foul participation. Tulsa will not participate in it. All right, Tulsa will not participate in it. Frank Haith, the head coach for the Golden Hurricanes, guys, you pick up 2 fouls, you're on the bench immediately. No ifs, ands, or buts. It reflects, his coaching style. He does go to the bench, for almost 40% of the available minutes. The reason why? Because you pick up that second foul, you're on the bench. You pick up that third foul early in the second half, you're on the bench. All right, he doesn't participate in it. So Boise State, on the other hand, a little bit. All right, Leon Rice, he'll allow his players to play for up to 15%. So what that means is if there's 10 available minutes remaining in the first half, they might get a minute and a half. Not much to worry about. Although I can assure you that if Robin George or Derek Alston, they pick up that second foul and they're in there for that minute and a half to 3 minutes, they're not going to be out there risking picking up that third foul. They're not going to be going, after diving in for loose balls. Probably won't be trying to swat shots and swat the ball and going up super aggressive for those defensive rebounds, which, will also give, Tulsa an extra opportunity on the offensive glass, once those players pick up that second foul and they're in there. But it won't be very often because Leon Rice and Frank Haith, they don't allow their players to be playing with 2 fouls. So look for a clean, tight game on this one. Even though you're going to get the back and forth on this game. You're going to get a lot of trips up and down the court. 16.9 and 17.1 average. Time of possession per seconds per average possession. I can see the game going towards the over. I can see it clipping the 134. I lean towards the over on this game, but with poor shooting, they're not the best when it comes to 3-ball shooting. I can see this game, being close, too close to want to actually make a wager on it. We actually have the game pretty much, identical to, where the line's at. But as far as the total, we have it right around the 134 mark. We have it right around the 134 mark for a final score prediction. So to me, there's no benefit to taking the over on this game. Even though I lean towards the over, I definitely stay away from it myself. But again, I do like Boise State plus the 3 in this situation. They are on the road, yes. When you take a look at Tulsa, it's not an easy place to play. They do have a decent home court advantage, 3.6 score, which is what our system gives them, makes them the 81st toughest place. Reynolds Center is not a big place, like 8,500 fans. I think 85 or just under 8,500 fans. But it is an atmosphere that does give them an advantage, and it's one of the reasons you give an instant 2.5 point advantage to them. You put this in a neutral site game, and Boise State is probably the favorite, or it might be even a pick 'em. So with this one, I do lean towards Boise State plus the 3 as well as the over 134. But I think the over 134 would be too close to call. I think you got better low dangling fruit like Boise State plus the 3. So they may end up losing, but if they do, it's going to be by a bucket. My opinion. First of all, if you guys are new, welcome. Hit that subscribe button right down below. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way you get notified every single time we put out a video. It's right down below. Hit that subscribe button, and that way you can get notified by YouTube every single time we go live or we put out a video. You'll be notified every single video we put out. There's free plays in it. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you appreciate all the hard work that we do, do us a favor. It always helps us when you guys hit that thumbs up button. So do us a big favor, hit that thumbs up button. It definitely helps us out, guys. And we're always very appreciative when you guys do it. What it does is it basically helps us in the YouTube algorithm and helps get the video trending on YouTube. And why is that beneficial? Well, I'll be honest with you. The bigger we build this channel, the more people like 5 Dimes will come in, pay to be an advertising sponsor. And then we're able to do more things. Just like with 5 Dimes, like I told you guys, we give out a free UFC fight pick every single UFC card. All right, we give out a free UFC fight pick every single UFC card. Why do we do that? Because of 5 Dimes, because they paid us a nice little penny that allows us to do new and bigger things. And we have some things that will be coming to you guys as well as the website. And that's courtesy of some stuff that we're bringing in from the outside. So going to be some changes over the next couple weeks. I'm expecting something to go live. I don't know if it'll happen. My fingers are crossed. I was told it will before the first bowl game starts. So fingers crossed that we will. I can't announce what it is just yet or who it's being brought to you by. But it's coming, and it's actually going to be big, and it's going to be very helpful for you guys. So, yes, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Sorry, massive migraine with the headache. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and the thumbs up. Help build the channel, grow the channel. You know somebody that bets on sports? Send them our way. Have them subscribe as well. No need to have your mothers, your brothers, your sisters, your aunties, your co-workers that don't have any interest in betting on sports. No need to send them here. Our channel is all sports bettors. It's one thing that we pride ourselves in. So make sure you go give 5 Dimes some love as well. All right. What we're going to do next, as far as this one goes, let me close these windows out. Next one we're going to do a couple of these. I don't know how long I can stay live. My head is absolutely going to explode today. My head is absolutely going to explode today. Big D Mall in the house. What's going on, buddy? Big D Mall in the house. Nick Rez, you need a good parlay today. You know what the best parlay for today is? The best parlay for today is no parlay. Take those bets and bet them straight up. You'll be more successful in the long run. Exactly, Mark. Now, I am guilty. I do bet parlays. But I'm going to be honest with you. Most of them are a waste of money. Most of them are a donation. Now, if you could only bet parlays, if that's all your book allows, then you need to find another book. If you can't find a local book, open up a 5 Dimes account. They take everybody's action. Absolutely. Definitely same for prop bets. You definitely have to be able to weed through the good and the bad and the ugly, because let me tell you, there's a lot of money in some props, and especially on stuff that's not available elsewhere. There's yeah, Nick, you can open up an account. You can open up an account anywhere. Joe Joyner, awesome. Glad you hit Connecticut as well as Butler. That's nice. Always a good thing. Remember, guys, you guys want the big juice. You guys want the big ones. Make sure you guys jump on board. You can grab 3 days of our premium plays, $99. 3 days of my personal plays, $99. And remember, everybody that opens up, that clicks on our link, or opened up an account that clicked on our link previously that I posted for 5 Dimes. It's in every video. If you look down below our logo, it'll say want to bet on sports, sign up at 5 Dimes. There's our logo. I posted in the live chats. Anybody that signs up there and makes a deposit of 100 or more, I'm going to give you guys 3 days of special little prop wagers. Props, individual team totals that are, partial to basically 5 Dimes. Fast Freddy, yes. Yes, you can. If you open up a 5 Dimes account, you can bet on that game, as well as all those other little side bets that I've been giving out as well. All right. So we're going to do another game for you guys. We're going to do at least one more, at least 2 more. We'll do at least 2 more, all right? We'll do at least 2 more for you guys, and we'll see what we can do from there. Next one that we're going to do, we're going to do the big marquee matchup, Michigan and Illinois. All right, we're going to do the big marquee matchup for you. This should be a good one for you guys. Not only, this should be a great game, believe it or not. Just straight off, this should be, this obviously is the marquee matchup of the night. Unfortunately, it's on the Big Ten Network. Matter of fact, I don't think any of the games tonight are being Nebraska, Omaha, and Arizona will be on the Pac-12 Network. Same thing with the AZ State game. Virginia Tech will be on the ACC Network. And Wisconsin and Rutgers will also be on the Big Ten Network. So none of these actually get hit in primetime tonight. Surprising the Michigan game is not hitting primetime tonight. Michigan actually catching 1.5 right now. Michigan catching 1.5. With an over and under 145. Give me 1 second, folks. I was trying to pop up the odds for you guys, but all right, here we go. Lines courtesy of 5 Dimes, plus 1.5. for Michigan. Illinois laying 1.5, total over and under 145. All right, just got to pop up this game on my game screen, and then we'll be locked and loaded, ready to go. This is a 9 p.m. Eastern time game. Andre, the line has flipped completely. We had Maryland yesterday. We had the losing side of that game. Shane, which side did you bet on? Line on this game, for everybody that doesn't know, if you're looking for it, it's game 651, 652. Opened up as a pick. It went to where it's at now, 1.5 for Illinois. Total opened up at 142.5. The total is up. I do see the total at 144.5 in a few spots. 5 Dimes has it at 145. Matt, BYU was a great call yesterday. Absolutely. Absolutely. Joe Joyner, if you signed up at 5 Dimes yesterday, all you had to do was click on our link, and then it would show up when we verify with them. But if you didn't click on our link, then that won't work. Okay. I closed out one of my windows. Hold on one second. Closed out my Michigan window. In my opinion, this is the marquee matchup of the day. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. This is the marquee matchup of the day. Should be on ESPN. Unfortunately, they're going to probably throw up some NBA later on today. Michigan guys, 8-1. They had their loss against Louisville. They lost by 15. They bounced back strong against Iowa in an NBA scoring game, 103-91. They haven't played since last Friday, December the 6th, so they've had some time off. They've had 5 days off. Juwan Howard, he had his program on a nice big bounce back. The fact they gave up 91 in regulation to Iowa, it was a huge back and forth game with an absolute shit ton of scoring. Just for instance, in their game against Louisville, there was only a total of 101 points scored for the entire game. Michigan put up 103 in their win against Iowa last Friday. Is it going to be a tough game? Yeah, I think this is going to be a great contest. No doubt about it. Michigan's already battle-tested. They've got games against Appalachian State. They won. Creighton, they beat Elon. Houston Baptist, they beat Iowa State. They beat North Carolina. They beat Gonzaga. Boom, they ran into Louisville. Talk about a tough stretch of games. In 4 games, they played Iowa State, North Carolina, Gonzaga, and then Louisville. Then you add in the 5th game, they played Iowa. Now add in the 6th game, and they got the Illini. What an absolute tough schedule. They're 1-0 in conference play. This is their 2nd conference play game of the year. Taking a look at Illinois, guys, they're 0-1 in conference play. They're riding a 2-game losing streak. They just lost last Saturday in a heartbreaking defeat to Maryland. They lost by 1, 59-58. Before that, they actually lost to Miami of Florida, where they lost by 2 in a very close home game. They lost at home. They're at home against Michigan today. They do have 1 home loss. They actually had a perfect home record before running into Miami. I think they had 5 straight home wins against Nicholls State, Hawaii, Citadel, Hampton, and then a gimme game against Lindenwood. And then they ran into an opponent called the Hurricanes, all right, and they lost by 2. Then they found Maryland on the road. They almost beat them. They lost 59-58. They've lost 2 straight, and it doesn't get any better for them. They get a tough competition in Michigan. Brad Underwood's got to get his program back on the right direction. They're 0-1 in conference play. They don't want to start out 0-2 in conference play. They're going to have a little stretch of games, where it gets a little easy for them. Old Dominion, Missouri, North Carolina A&T, before they're going to get the big old on-the-road game against Michigan State beginning of January. So they need to survive today. It's going to be an exceptional game for you guys. When you're taking a look at both of these teams exceptionally capable on offense. All right, but no doubt about it, the Michigan defense excels in areas that Illinois struggles. Michigan's defense, we have them rated much higher than the Illinois defense for what they're capable of doing, from blocking shots to defending the three ball. And wait till you hear the numbers, as well as frustrating people on all their shots down low. Michigan holding teams at just 45.5% shooting down low, 44.7% from the field is what they're holding opponents to. All right, Illinois comes in hitting 52.5% from the field. All right, it's a decent number. They're in the top 20% in that stat in Division One. Unfortunately for them, they're going to be going up against a Wolverines defense that's holding teams to 44.7% shooting from the field. Michigan hitting 58.1% from the field. They come in as the fifth best shooting team in all of Division One. All right, they've picked up their free throws over the last couple games as well. They're hitting 39.9% from out deep, nearly 40%. They're the 21st best three-point shooting team in Division One. And Illinois struggles. Illinois struggles from out deep. They're hitting just 30.7%. But even worse for them is Michigan's defense is holding teams to an even lower number than what they're already shooting. So Michigan's D is holding teams to 28.2% shooting from out deep. Now, all those two-point plays, both of them are very capable of making the shots. But that Michigan D is what steps up and is going to be hurting Illinois. Michigan hits 57% of all their two-point plays, every jump shot, layup, and dunk, to 54.8% for Illinois. But like I said, the Michigan D holding teams to just 45.5% shooting from down low. All right, and it's one thing that they're gonna have a tough time with. Michigan's defense rock solid. They've been playing great, with the exception of allowing Iowa to put up 91 against them. John Teskey, Frank Wagner, Isaiah Livers, these kids are going to be key to Michigan, especially on the defense side, as well as getting those offensive rebounds and getting them second opportunities. One thing Michigan is exceptionally well at is coming out firing, taking a big lead. All right, they take a big lead. They get into that second half. They come out in the beginning of that second half, and it's like, boom, lights out. They continue exactly where they left off. And then they falter. They falter late in the game. They start playing relaxed. They allow teams to creep back in it after having a big lead. We see it time and time again. It's one of the reasons why I have laid off of betting Michigan. All right? I've made some great money on Michigan over the last couple years, but I've also lost some big tickets because they didn't cover the spread, because they don't play a full 40 minutes. We said this when we broke down the game against Gonzaga, and then we broke it down the day before that against North Carolina. We broke it down the day before that against Iowa State, talking that if they wanted to have an opportunity to cover the spread, or even beat North Carolina or beat Gonzaga outright, that not only would they have to shoot well, defend well, but they have to play a full 40 minutes. It's one thing that Michigan has struggled at doing, at least in the beginning of the season. It hurt us in the beginning of the season last year. It hurt us at the end of the season last year. They were not playing a full 40 minutes. They weren't pedal to the metal playing Michigan basketball for a full 40 minutes. They did against North Carolina. They did against Gonzaga. That's why they beat North Carolina 73-64. That's why they beat Gonzaga 82-64. As Ryan said, he's a big Michigan fan here. He says, agree, get big leads, let teams back in all the time. It's because they don't play 40 minutes of Michigan-style basketball. If they play 40 minutes on defense and 40 minutes of Michigan's offense, going back and forth down the court, they would be finishing opponents like Thug Nasty is putting people in the twister. right? So that's one big aspect. That's one big key to this game for Michigan, especially being a 1.5-point dog, is playing a full 40 minutes. You play a full 40 minutes, first of all, give an edge to Michigan. Give not only just a Bravo Zulu, but give them a full edge. As far as, Illinois playing up there in Champaign, Illinois, State Farm Center, it is a big arena. All right, it's the 22nd largest in all of Division I. Holds 15,544 screaming, Fighting Illini fans. Michigan travels well as well, but there's going to be a lot of orange in that stadium. Be a lot of orange. Luckily for Michigan, home court advantage is not much. They come in ranked right in the middle of the pack, 182nd Division I, as the toughest place to play. So you want to give a home court advantage, give about a point. Give about a point. Maybe a point and a half. So if this was on a neutral site game, I'd say it was a clear, based on what they have the odds today, it would be a clear pick 'em. Jeff, Michigan first half would be a good bet. It probably would, to be honest. It probably would. Joe says trap line right now. There's going to be a lot of people that take a look at this and say Michigan right away. There's going to be a lot of people that look at this and they're going to say, no way Michigan covers. As far as player personnel goes, as far as talent goes, honestly, I even think coaching. I think Juwan Howard, as of right now, is and will continue to be a better coach than Brad Underwood of Illinois. Fast Freddy says this game is a head scratcher. When I break it down, I can tell you what our system has. Our system has Michigan winning. Our system has Michigan as the favorite on the road. The line is flip-flopped from where we think it should be. We think this game should have been a pick, even with Michigan on the road. If this was on a neutral site game, we have Michigan winning by 1.5, or favored by 1.5, winning by 2. This being a home court advantage and a home game for the Fighting Illini, we still have it as a pick'em. We still have it as a pick'em, with Michigan coming out on top in a very close game. In a very close game. I will tell you that we have this game going under the total of 145. We have it as a Michigan 71-70 final. You guys can see just how close we are. So that's what our system has it at. When I break it down, I see it being a little more higher than that. I see Michigan winning by a couple baskets. I see them having a big lead. Well, not a big lead, but a decent-sized lead, and then giving it up just like they normally do. As far as battle-tested, you have to ask yourself, who has Illinois played? They don't have much of a home court advantage. So who have they played? They got into a battle with Arizona. They got blown out by 21. They got beat by a very weak Miami Hurricanes team. Beat by 2. Okay, and they lost to Maryland. But we also saw what happened to Maryland yesterday, right? They lost to Miami at home. They could lose to Michigan at home too. You take a look at their other games, the games that they won. Linden won Hampton, the Citadel, Hawaii, Grand Canyon University, Nicholls State. That's not battle-tested. Anytime that they were put into a situation, they lost. Take a look at Michigan. They played Creighton. Battle tested, they won. They won by 10. They played Iowa State. They won by 7. Battle tested. Neutral site game. Neutral site game against Gonzaga. They beat them by 18. They beat North Carolina by 9. Neutral site game. They lost to the number 1 team in the country, 58-43 in a game they shot horrible. Their only loss, their only blemish. Then a dogfight against Iowa. They put up 103 against them, beat them 103-91, beat them by 12. They've only had one true road game. They did lose it against Louisville. Granted, it was against Louisville. Louisville was super KFC Yum Arena, one of the toughest places to play. So as far as battle tested go, Michigan has already tested and proven that they can beat the top teams in college hoops. And not at home. Neutral site game or on the road, to me it doesn't really matter. So lean on this one, Michigan plus the 1.5. As well as the under 145. But I think the under is going to be close on this one. So to me, I wouldn't mess with the under. But to me, Michigan plus 1.5. It's definitely juicy. It's definitely juicy. Take a look at the first half line on the Michigan game. You could actually get Michigan. They're actually you can get Michigan plus a half in the first half, plus 102 on the money line. Over and under set at 68, which means they're expecting 75, 76, 77 second half points. You could also bet the first 10 over 33.5 for Michigan. Well, that's a combined total. You can bet the first 10 Michigan over 16.5 points. Coming out to a big lead in the first 10 minutes. That might be juicy, juicy, juicy right there. But again, Michigan plus 1.5. I think the line's flip-flopped on where it should be. I think Michigan should be laying the 1.5, if not 2 or 2.5 against an unproven Illinois team. But remember, the crowd and the public love favorites, okay? And Vegas knows what they're doing. So, next one we're going to do for you guys, we're going to do the Yale and Massachusetts game. That's a 7 p.m. Eastern time. This one is already seeing a little line movement today. Excuse me. And then when we're done with this one, I will get you guys on a free play. Alrighty, I'm going to be popping up the next game for you guys. Alrighty. We're going to do the Yale and Massachusetts game next. Yale opened up as a 4.5 point favorite. That line actually dropped to 4 this morning. It went back up to 4.5. Total opened up at 135. It's down to 134 at the Westgate, 134.5 at MGM, 134 at 5 dimes. So depending on where you're looking, first half line has Yale laying 2.5, over and under 63. First half team total for Yale, over and under 32.5. I know a lot of you guys were talking about this game in the very beginning of the live show before we went live and right when we went live. So we'll break down this game for you guys. The line on this game, I'm seeing 4.5 in most spots, just about everywhere. I am not seeing 4. No, the D Casino has 4, but it's trending towards 4.5, and it just went red, so that means it's probably going to be switching any minute now or second. I do have access to live line, so I can see where everything is live currently. So nothing should have moved just about anywhere other than this morning. 5 dimes did have it at 4 this morning. 4 minus $1.10 this morning. Let me pop up the Yale game. This is a 7 p.m. Eastern time game for everybody. 7 p.m. Eastern time. Alrighty, give me a second here. Funny, Dave, Big D Mall, I was just texting you and you text me at the same time. Where'd my live chat go? Skip says, Illinois is better than people think, but Michigan is far superior talent-wise. No doubt about it. Illinois, back to that game real quick, is a great program. They are, and they are a lot better than what people give them credit for. No way am I discrediting what they or who they are. It's not what they've done, because they haven't done anything this year. They haven't played the caliber of teams that Michigan has. They're not battle-tested. Well, they're going to be battle-tested after tonight. Here's their test. And if they survive tonight, well then, not only do they win outright but cover the spread, then we can say that they're battle-tested. But they were put into a situation, and they didn't come out well. They played against obviously not a superior team in Maryland as we thought they were. They got beat. Okay, they got beat, but they got beat, by 1 or 10 is beaten is a beating. They lost by 2 by Miami and Arizona. Arizona, their biggest test as far as I'm concerned, Arizona was the more rounded team between Miami and Maryland. Their 3 losses. The Arizona team is a more rounded team. They're a better coached program. They have more talent. They have better shooters, and they have a better defensive program. And Arizona smashed them 90-69. And in my opinion, because I actually watched that game, I think they were lucky to put up 69 against an Arizona team. So Illinois has a capable program, but they're under-talented and not tested like the Michigan team that we're going to see tonight. That's why if I was going to bet it, I would be betting on Michigan. But again, guys, I don't have anything on the Michigan game. I might later. So let's move into the Yale and Massachusetts game. We'll start with Massachusetts. Fast Freddy, I don't see it that way. I see it being a close game. I see it being a close game just based on the way that Michigan allows teams to come back in. Michigan will self-destruct, and unless they play a full 40 minutes like they did against Gonzaga and North Carolina, if they do, they'll probably win by a country mile. But if they play typical, normal, day in and day out Michigan basketball, then it'll be a close game. What can we say about UMass, guys? The Minutemen, all right? What can we say about Matt McCall's program? First of all, 5 straight wins to start the year. Bravo Zulu. They beat UMass Lowell. They beat Fairfield, Northeastern. Hell, they beat Central Connecticut, and they also beat Rider. All right, they didn't just beat Rider, they beat them by 10. All right, then they ran into their real opponents. And by real opponents, the Virginias, the St. John's, the Rutgers, South Carolina. They lost by 4. They hung tough against South Carolina. And then Harvard. Yes, I said it. Harvard absolutely smashed these kids. They beat them by 44 points, 89-55 last Saturday. The moral defeat by UMass last Saturday, it was bad enough that they lost 4. They hung tough against Virginia. They only ended up losing by 12. They made a big comeback in the second half against Virginia, a team that didn't play a full 40 minutes. They lost by 15 to St. John's. And again, they hung tough against South Carolina. And Fast Freddy, Michigan has had years to reevaluate their second half performances. It's not just this year. It was all of last year as well, except in the middle of the season. They had poor second half performances in the beginning of last season and in the last part of last season as well. The big moral defeat against Harvard has Matt McCall and his program searching for some type of success. Trey Mitchell, their 6'9" freshman center. Very young program, especially for a Massachusetts team where you would generally expect not a high turnaround. You would expect a lot of, upperclassmen. Not the case. They're going to be starting 3 freshmen, a sophomore, and their junior guard, and Carl Pierce. Pierre, sorry. So a very young program up there in Massachusetts. The Minutemen guys, Matt McCall definitely has his work cut out for him with his program. Yale, on the other hand, 8-3. 8-3, coming off of 5 straight wins. They got 5 straight wins on their program. Thank you. I forgot to hit the button. Thank you. Thanks, Shane. I had it up. I just didn't hit the button. They opened up, Yale, they opened up with an overtime victory against Stony Brook. They ended up losing to San Francisco, and San Francisco plays teams tough. That was actually an overtime loss. They lost to Oklahoma State by 7 in a close road game there. They had a home game against Siena that didn't just go to overtime. It didn't just go to double overtime. It actually went to triple overtime, and they beat them, and they finally got rid of Siena in triple overtime, 100-89. It was the magic 3 digits that did it for them. They lost to Penn State, but they didn't just lose to Penn State on the road. They lost by 2. All right, very close game there. They beat Western Michigan. They beat Bucknell by 20. They beat Vermont by 17, 60, 65. No, they beat them by 13. Excuse me, I can't add. It's that public school math from California. They beat Albany by 9, and they just beat Lehigh. They just beat them by 13. All right, so 2 straight road victories for them, whereas before they were 0-3 on the road. And not just 0-3 on the road. They lost to San Francisco by 5 in overtime. They lost by 7 to Oklahoma State on the road, and they lost by 2 to Penn State on the road. So 2 big road victories. Here they are. They actually have 3 more road games before they come home for a gimme game in the middle of January. So Yale's, they're going to be on the road for a while. They get Massachusetts, Clemson, and North Carolina. So this is going to be a big game for them. They don't start conference play till the middle of January. And when you take a look at these 2 teams, let's take a look at them side by side. You're going to see that, one thing stands out is Yale's defense. And that's based on adjusted efficiency, based on caliber of opponents that they've played. All right, Yale has played some tough teams, and so has Massachusetts. Massachusetts with their big loss to St. John's, Virginia, Rutgers, and Harvard. Who dat, Bob? What's going on, sir? Thanks for joining us. But Yale's defense definitely, a couple steps above what you're going to see out of Massachusetts today. Yale hitting 53% from the field, 50.3% for Massachusetts. Both of them hit the 3-ball exceptionally well. Both struggle from the free throw line, no doubt about it. Yale hitting 36.6% from out deep. Massachusetts hitting 35.2% from out deep. But, both of these teams are very good at defending a three ball. Matter of fact, Yale's defense actually has the third best statistics in all of Division One at defending the three ball. Yale's holding teams to 24.3% shooting from out deep. All right, but Massachusetts not far off at 28.9%. Division One is 33. Okay, so they're both well below the Division One average at defending the three, but none better than Yale. Matter of fact, there's only two teams better than Yale in this category. All right, only two teams better than Yale in this category, and that's Idaho State and Arkansas. Those are the only ones that come in with better numbers at defending the three ball. Taking a look at all those 2-point plays. Massachusetts, they knocked down 48.5%. Unfortunately for them, the Yale defense is holding teams to 43.7%. All right, Yale, they are hitting 51.5% from all their 2-point plays, every jump shot, layup, dunk. And Massachusetts, they haven't been good in this category on defense. They have not been good on this category on defense. Both offenses struggle with turnovers, okay? More so Yale than Massachusetts. Both are averaging over 10% of the time getting the ball just stolen from them. And Yale also having 9.5% of their shots blocked compared to the 7.1 for Massachusetts. Now, I did tell you earlier that both struggle from the free throw line. Massachusetts hitting just 66% flat from the free throw line, 68 for Yale. And these are two teams that they're not a big relier on their free throw, thank God, because they're only putting up 16.7% of their points are from the free throw line for Yale and 18.8% for UMass. Both of them rely a lot on the three ball. All right, both rely a lot on the three ball. Over 36% for both, 36% for Mass and 36.9, so just under 37% of all their points. So if they put up 137 of them are going to be from out deep. That's basically just do the division and roughly what the math will be. Height advantage, no height advantage. They come in with the same ranking there. 2 foul participation. Both are not really going to allow their players to play with 2 fouls in the first half. Maybe for a minute or two. Maybe for a minute or two at best. Okay, and that goes for both programs. Matt McCall, he's got his Minutemen. You pick up 2 fouls, Trey Mitchell, you're going to be on the bench. All right, and we've already seen that. And Trey Mitchell is not one that has been given Matt Mitchell foul trouble until recently. His first 5 games, only one, actually 1.5 basically, did he get into foul trouble. Harvard, he only played 23 minutes, and he ended up fouling out. All right. Against South Carolina, this is what they need. They need 30 minutes out of him. They need 30 minutes out of Trey Mitchell. Against Rutgers, he put up 28. Against St. John's, he had 37. Virginia, he had 36. This is going to be their, they need St. John's numbers. 12 rebounds, 14 points, 37 minutes. And 4 of those were on the offensive glass, 8 defensive rebounds, as well as 8 takeaways. So, those are the numbers they're going to need out of Trey Mitchell. If he gets in foul trouble like he did against Harvard, he's going to get 20 minutes. All right, and that's a fact. UMass Lowell, he was in foul trouble. Central Connecticut in their win, he played 17 minutes because he picked up 2 fouls early. So, and that's just straight coaching style. Straight coaching style. Matt McCall's not going to allow his team to play. Same thing with James Jones, the Yale head coach. He's going to want his players to be playing. And Jordan Bruner, however you want to pronounce this kid's name, he's going to be another one. He needs to stay out of foul trouble early in the year. He had a little couple game stretch against San Francisco, Oklahoma primarily, as well as where he got into foul trouble, but it wasn't until late. This is a kid, not against San Francisco, because he played the full game. This is a kid that, will play for Yale 100% of the time. They'll give him 40 minutes. They will give this kid 40 minutes. Against Siena, he played 44 minutes out of 55 because it went to triple overtime. All right, this is a kid that they're going to want in that low to mid 30s as far as minutes go. That means he stays out of foul trouble. For instance, in their win against Lehigh, he played 33 minutes. He put up 14 points, and he had 6 boards. Who dat, Bob? I hope they're helpful. I do. There are a lot of games on the board, a lot of stuff to decipher from, and lot of things to take into consideration. And Jordan Burner, he had quite a few games last year. Matter of fact, nearly all of them where he averages, mid-30s. So he's going to be a big key for James Jones and his program. You're going to need to keep Mr. Bruner on the court. And he probably will. Unless something happens and he picks up 2 fouls quick in that first half or that third in the second. I would not be surprised to see this kid play a full 40 minutes when it matters the most. Or at least mid-30s. Check tomorrow, he'll be 33, 35 minutes. As far as the deeper bench, or who goes to the to the bench, as far as who's going to go to the bench, as far as what I see, the numbers being separated by 10% of the playing time is not much. Massachusetts will go, to the bench for roughly, 29% of the time. Yale, 19. Yale's kids stay out of foul trouble, and the starting 5 get a bulk of the playing time. The starting 5 for Yale will get a bulk of the playing time, assuming they don't pick up the fouls. Eric Monroe, this kid plays a lot. All right, this kid plays a lot. Same thing with Azair Swain. When Monroe comes out to get a rest, he'll move over from the guard to the other guard position. No different. This is a kid that is going to get 35 minutes. Don Feaster. Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Feaster. I'm glad you enjoy your service with Vegas, Dave. No different with Eric Monroe. He's going to be another one. That's in the 30s. We don't need to talk about another service in here. That's for sure. Especially that guy. This is a kid that they're going to want to get 30 minutes out of. But as far as deeper bench goes, no doubt about it that Massachusetts is going to go to the bench for more players and more playing time. It's going to be split out, more evenly. No doubt about it. TJ Weeks gets about 55% of the playing time. Sean East gets about 60%. Same thing with Cy Chapman. He's less than 50%, the power forward position. So as far as who goes to the bench more, Massachusetts. But that's all relative to who goes to the bench because they need to and who goes to the bench because they have to. Yale hasn't gone to the bench much because they don't have to. And keep in mind, when we're talking about Yale, we're talking about an Ivy League school, okay, versus an Atlantic 10 conference school. So it's not like we're talking Big Ten programs that have, a bulk of, 3-star recruits to sit on the bench and wait for their, 5 to 7 minutes of playing time a game. Yale's got all the Ivy League kids. Massachusetts got what they've got. Kids that, obviously didn't make other programs. Not to knock Yale, because if you get into Yale, you're a smart motherfucker. Excuse my language. So, as far as this one goes, as far as the total on this game, where the total sits over and under 134, to me, Ivy League schools can be tough. But the one thing about this one is it's not conference play. They get the Atlantic 10 conference, who obviously Massachusetts struggles to put up points. They put up 46 in their loss to Virginia, big defense. But let's take a look not just at what they put up in their losses, because they did put up 80 in a loss to South Carolina, but for the most part, they're held in the 50s when they lose. Now, they did have wins over Rider. They put up 82. They put up 89 against Central Connecticut. They put up 62 in a low-scoring game against Fairfield. Taking a look at what Yale does, and Yale's, they've had their moments: 100 triple overtime, 84 overtime, 74 overtime. But when you put them in a battle, Vermont 65-52, Albany 61-52, Lehigh 78-65. Take out the Lehigh, and I think we get a Vermont game here. Take out the Lehigh, I think we get a Vermont-Albany game. I think this one's going to be on the lower scoring side. Myself personally, maybe I'm really wrong on this one, but for myself personally, I lean under 134. See, everybody says I'm always an over man. I do like overs. It's actually one of my betting styles. I look for overs. Some people like unders. Some people look for unders. I'll bet on anything, over or under. As long as I'm making money, I don't give a shit what we bet on. I see we got a frozen screen. I better fix what we bet on. An over and under, a dog or a favorite. Obviously, overs are more fun. Yes, exactly. And I like having fun when we're betting. So, but in this one, I lean towards the under. I think this one's going to go under. I think this is going to be a close game. I don't think it's going to be won by a big, huge blowout victory. But I do lean towards the under on this one. Now, I do want to get you guys on a free play. I'm going to throw you a curveball on a free play because, and I want to throw this out there. I honestly think this is a winner. We take stabs in the NHL from time to time at some good dogs. All right, at some really good dogs, we take some stabs. We have not put a big dog out in the NHL in a while. But when we do, Mr. Brian Watson knows. I don't know if Mr. Watson is still watching. But when we do, we generally absolutely hammer them. Andre, we have a premium play on the Yale game. We have a premium play on the Yale game. But I still wanted to touch base on it because I know a lot of people were talking about it in the live chat beforehand. So, and for everybody that's new, first of all, I see we have over 100-something people here. First of all, awesome, welcome. If you're new to the channel, right down below, hit that subscribe button. Stop what you're doing right now. Take just a second. Tap that little subscribe button right down below. Get subscribed to our YouTube channel. Doesn't cost a penny. All right? It's free. Hit that subscribe button. That way you get notified every single time we go live. We put out a free play. Every time we go live, we do breakdowns, as well as give you guys free plays. You'll also be notified every single time we put out a daily free play video, a pre-recorded video. You'll be notified. All right? Hit that subscribe button. And then when you're done with that, if you're on your mobile device, click the X in the upper corner, X out of the live chat. That way you can see the thumbs up button. Do us a favor, give us a big thumbs up in the video. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work that we do. We go live 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Rain, shine, sick, healthy. Dying in the hospital, with septic shock, surgery. We still go live. We still bring you guys free daily plays. So do us a favor, give us a big thumbs up. Let us know you appreciate all the hard work. Over 100 people here, only 55 in that category. So you guys are slacking on your end, getting our video trending on YouTube. And we're going to get you guys on a free play. We're going to take a stab at one. All right, remember, feel free to get signed up. 3 days of premium plays or 3 days of my personal plays. $99. $3 days of premium plays, 3 days of my personal plays, just $99. We've made a lot of money on that, Matt. We've missed a few, but we've made a hell of a lot more than we've lost betting on those. But at least somebody's paying attention. So we're going to go out. We're going to give you guys a free NHL play right out of our NHL package. I do believe this is going to be a nice big winner. It's a big plus money dog. Ottawa and Montreal. We are taking Ottawa plus the 165. Maybe they get blown out and we're completely wrong, but I don't think so. Our NHL guys are pretty damn good at what they do. Long-term results is where it's at, and they haven't put out a big dog in a while, and this one looks good. This one looks real good. So I'm going to put it in the comment section as well. Ottawa plus 165. Ottawa plus 165, everybody. I know that's what we put it out at. I think the line is dropping based on the money that's been coming in on them. So enjoy that free play. We did, Brian, we did. And this year didn't start off on the best NHL note, but they'll correct it. And nice big 2-1 on the NHL yesterday, and be another big day today as well, including that plus 165. Nice winner. Nice winner. So enjoy that free play, guys. I'm going to go take some more Excedrin and try and get rid of this headache. So enjoy. Remember, we'll be live again tomorrow. We'll be live again tomorrow, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific. We'll break down Thursday Night Football, Jets and the Ravens. Some more hoops action. And we'll all be celebrating from all of our winnings today. So, So enjoy your day. Don't do anything stupid. Any questions, feel free to give us a call. Shoot us an email, cd@cappersdirect.com. Thank you, William, for that text message. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I will see you guys live tomorrow. Yes, Glenn, go tailgate with Bobby. It's a great time. He's a great host. Food's pretty damn good, too. And that local beer you guys drink, Bobby, my wife was asking if I could find it online or at a Bevmo, because she wants some more of it. So, all right, guys, enjoy your day. Let's make a boatload of money together, guys. I apologize. I'm off just a little bit today. Super, super, super headache. So enjoy your day, guys, and then we'll chat with you guys tomorrow. Take it easy, guys.